Tournament, and one team from the Atlantic Coast Conference is still in the tournament. Man, I told you that if you filled out your bracket, by the time this show aired, your bracket would be destroyed. Your bracket would be busted. Now, there were 9 ACC teams selected in the NCAA tournament. Duke, UNC, Virginia Tech, Miami, Louisville, Notre Dame, Florida State, UVA. How many teams are left? Again, you speak Spanish? Uno. One. There's one team left from the ACC, man. March Madness, it makes me sick sometimes. I mean, I enjoy watching the games because anything can happen, and I love an upset like, any other sports fan loves an upset. But listen, man, this is freaking ridiculous. Down goes number 1 seed and number 1 overall seed, defending champs Villanova. Yeah, they lost. Down goes several 2 seeds. Down goes several 3 seeds. Louisville's out. Florida State's out. It's crazy, man. NC Central, I picked them, I didn't do it jokingly, but, it was a homer pick. I picked North Carolina Central to make a deep run in the playoffs because I love head coach LaVelle Moton, love everything that guy stands for. They lost in the first 4 games. Wake Forest lost in the first 4 games. UNC Wilmington, head coach Kevin Keats, former head coach Kevin Keats, they lost in the opening round game to UVA, had a double-digit lead and couldn't hold on to that lead. But again, I wish Kevin Keats nothing but success at North Carolina State. I believe in that brother. I hope he does great things. I think he has the energy, and I think he has the poise and the vision to bring North Carolina State University back to national prominence on the hardwood. But I digress. What in the frick? I can't curse. I can't say that. What in the farfignugan? Yeah. What in the farfignugan is going on, man? The ACC. What happened? You had 9 teams in the tournament. You got 1 team in the Sweet 16, the UNC Tar Heels, and they had a struggle to make that Sweet 16, man. The Tar Heels were on the ropes. Yeah, man. UNC was on the ropes, man. Trailed 65-60 with under 5 minutes versus Arkansas. And they used a 12-0 run to close out that game and to win that game. So the ACC is a 12-0 run by the UNC Tar Heels away from having 0 teams in the Sweet 16. Man, college basketball is crazy. It's March, man. And you can't make this stuff up. These Sweet 16 teams, you got 3 from the SEC, Kentucky, Florida, and South Carolina. We'll talk about South Carolina in a little bit. You got 3 from the Big 12, Baylor, Kansas, and West Virginia. 3 from the Big 10, Michigan, which, Brett, they are playing lights out right now. Michigan is a team of destiny, looks like right now. You got Michigan, Wisconsin, and Purdue out of the Big 10. You got Xavier and Butler out of the Big East. I told you, number 1 seed Villanova, they were knocked out. They're out of the Big East. They're gone. You got Gonzaga. I don't know what conference is Gonzaga in. Who cares, man? It's Gonzaga. Yeah, they may make the Final Four. Let me stop. I'm not hating on Gonzaga, but I just don't take them seriously until they actually do it. So Gonzaga's still in it. Out of the Pac-10, you got 3 teams, Oregon, Arizona, and UCLA. And the ACC, which was supposed to be the big dog of college basketball, they got 1 team left, man. I know that the ACC is better than this because I watched, I live in ACC country, again, broadcasting to you from beautiful Banks Boys Studios right here in Durham, North Carolina. I know the ACC is better than this, but damn, 1 team out of 9? I mean, I didn't expect Florida State to make a run because it's Florida State. They're a football school. Florida State, they don't usually do too much in basketball. But Notre Dame, I expected them to make the Sweet 16. I definitely expected Louisville to make the Sweet 16. And I definitely expected UNC and Duke to make the Sweet 16. Now, UNC held up their end, albeit, by the hair on their chinny chin. But Duke, what in the damn Hill happened with you, Coach K, and the Duke Blue Devils? You took on the University of South Carolina. Head coach Frank Martin. Now, he is one of the scariest people who ever walked the planet Earth. Now, I don't know him personally, but the looks that guy gives from the sideline, yeah, I think he scared Duke to death. Now, Duke, I don't know, the game was ugly in the first half. Duke did have a slim halftime lead. And, Duke should have knocked out South Carolina in the first half. South Carolina played horribly in the first half, couldn't hit a broadside of a barn, as my former high school coach Todd Spell used to say. And Duke just didn't put South Carolina out of the game. They let them, hang around. And SEC Player of the Year, Sedarius Thornwell, Duke got Thornwelled. They being South Carolina, turned Duke over to the tune of 18 turnovers. I think that was a season high for the Blue Devils. South Carolina turned up their defense in the second half, and they actually scored on Duke in the second half. I don't know what happened to Duke's defense in the second half. Coach K, I love you, man. Hall of Fame coach. But, this team was up and down all season. We thought that they got it together late in the season, made a run in the ACC tournament, and won that championship. But you're knocked out in the round of, 32. Didn't make it to the Sweet 16. We don't know what Duke is going to look like next year. We don't know if Grayson Allen, Luke Kennard, Harry Giles, Jason Tatum, we don't know if they're going to be back. We know that Matt Jones, and he's a senior. He's not going to be back. And, they had another senior who had a fantastic game. Feel so bad for Emil Jefferson. Emil Jefferson, big double-double in his last game in a Duke uniform. He's going to be gone. Frank Jackson, he's a freshman. Don't know if he's going to be back for Duke. Coach K and the Duke Blue Devils staff, they have some soul-searching to do. Don't know what that roster is going to look like next year. I'm sure Duke is going to be fine, but they have to be disappointed, in being knocked out this early in the tournament. ACC, again, what in the Sam damn Hill ACC? You had 9 teams in the tournament. Man, come on, man. I can't believe this. It makes you wonder. Does the competition throughout the year in the ACC make the teams, better? Or does it make them play to a level that they're not ready for the NCAA tournament? Because you have great teams, in the ACC. Notre Dame, I thought, was a good team all year. Louisville was a good team all season. Miami was a pretty good team all season. Miami got thumped by Michigan State. Miami was a 8 seed, lost by 20 points to Michigan State. Florida State, a 3 seed, won their opening round game barely over Florida Gulf Coast, and played Xavier in the second round and got beat by damn near 30. How do you lose by damn near 30 to Xavier? And you're playing as Florida State, you're playing as a 3 seed in your home state. That's ridiculous, man. UVA lost in the second round to Florida. UVA scored 39 freaking points, not in the half, for the entire game. Tony Bennett, I love you, man. Love that pack line defense. Defense wins championships, but you got to score points too, bro. I mean, really, 39 points? That's ridiculous, man. 39 points? Not for half, for the entire game. UVA. And my homeboy that I went to high school with, Paul, man, PJ, he's one of the few UVA fans that I know. And, I follow him on Instagram and I follow him on Twitter. And Paul I know he was going crazy. 39 points, PJ. That's ridiculous, bro. Really, bro. Like Kanye said. Listen to the kids, bro. Listen to the millennials, bro. Like 39 points? Bro. Let me stop saying bro. I digress, man. The ACC, piss poor showing in the NCAA tournament. And like the bros say, the good bros of Omega Psi Phi, Fraternity Incorporated, piss poor performance promotes pain. Now, I don't know if the ACC had piss poor preparation, because piss poor preparation promotes piss poor performance, and piss poor performance promotes pain. So apparently they did prepare piss poorly, and their piss poor preparation resulted in a piss poor performance, and their piss poor performance resulted in 9 schools coming in, 1 school making it out. It's crazy, bro. Like, it's crazy, man. Like, March, I told y'all. I told you. That's why I don't even fill out brackets, man. I love basketball. I stopped filling out brackets in high school, man. Because you don't know. You never know. You never know. Who knew that Villanova, defending national champions, returning pretty much everybody, would get knocked out in the second round? Who knew Duke, with their roster, would get knocked out by South Carolina? Before this year, South Carolina hadn't won an NCAA game in over 40 years. Now they are in the Sweet 16. And kudos to head coach Frank Martin again and their senior-laden team. You know, kudos to them, but come on, Duke. You can't lose to South Carolina, bro. You can't do it. You know, it's crazy, man. I told y'all not to fill out brackets. If you filled out brackets, I know they're busted. I know they are. And it's set up so beautifully for Duke and Carolina to have that epic national championship game. But Duke didn't hold up their end of the bargain. Carolina barely did. Now they're going to be taking on Butler in the round of the Sweet 16. So it's up to you, UNC. You now hold the mantle for the ACC, and you damn near blew it. But you hung tough. You being Roy's boys, dadgum Roy, man. Roy, I love you, bro, but yeah, man, it's all on you now. It's all on you, Roy. It's all on you, UNC. You hold the mantle for the Atlantic Coast Conference. And that's a huge weight to carry around. But I think that Roy can do it. I like Roy, man. UNC fans, again, I say it all the time. They give Roy Williams a raw deal. Say that he can't coach. Say that he doesn't know when to call timeouts. But one team in the state of North Carolina, one team in the ACC is still dancing. And that team resides in Chapel Hill. That team is the UNC Tar Heels. Now, by no means am I a Tar Heel fan, but they're the only team left, man. Like, it's crazy. I told you not to fill out those brackets. You did it anyway, but I digress. This is the All Things Sport Podcast. I am your host, Damian Banks. Got to take a commercial break. We're rocking. We're rolling. We're going through the podcast like butter and grits. Smooth. Yeah, I like that. Let's take this commercial break. We'll be right back on the All Things Sport Podcast on Spreaker Radio. Damian Banks here for Austin Davenport Construction. If you're a new homeowner, old homeowner, or whatever the case may be, if you need work done on your home, look no further than Austin Davenport Construction. Austin Davenport Construction offers services such as building and repairing foundations, brickwork, home repair, waterproofing. Whatever you need, chances are Austin Davenport Construction can hook you up. If you need backsplash in the kitchen, they got you. If you want to get the roof work done, they got you. If you want new tile in the kitchen, they got you. New tile in the bathroom, I'm pretty sure they can hook you up. So if you want to get your new home worked on, you want to get your old home worked on, whatever you need, Austin Davenport Construction has your back. To contact Austin Davenport Construction, call 919-697-6912 or 919-450-7517. Also, email austindavenport@gmail.com or go to the website austindavenport.com. Austin Davenport Construction. Get your home done right.
The All Things Sport Podcast.
We go back like spinal cords and car seats.
With Damian Banks and Pierre Banks on Spreaker Radio. We're back with more of the All Things Sport Podcast with Damian Banks and Pierre Banks on Spreaker Radio. Gentlemen, the floor is yours.
What's happening? Welcome back to the All Things Sport Podcast. Again, I'm your host, Damian Banks. Thank you so much for listening. You know I'm going to say it. You already know. Follow your boy on Instagram and Twitter at Sports by Damian. Go to the website, banksboy.com. Download all the sports media content that your heart desires. All right, man. The podcast has been on and popping 10. I talked about the NCAA Tournament March Madness on the last segment. And I told you, don't fill out your brackets. I told you, y'all don't listen, man. When y'all gonna